You know your company is fancy when you have a picture of a DeLorean on your actual packing tape. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my teeny tiny channel. I've got some parts coming today from Delorean Midwest. It's going to be my LS swap kit, like the whole kit to mount the LS4 block to the transaxle and all the motor mounts and all that good stuff and a flywheel. And I've got my lower control arms. I don't know how many boxes this stuff is going to come in. I don't know how big this stuff is, but it's scheduled to be here today. So when it gets here, you guys will see it. And I'll give you a rundown of the parts once I get the boxes opened and kind of give you an update on the car. Oh, jeez. Oh my God, this thing's heavy. All right. This is what $6,000 worth of DeLorean parts looks like in a box. I just got my shipment from Delorean Midwest, and this should have my whole kit to swap that LS into my DeLorean. Now the unfortunate part is this box is just trashed. Holes on both ends over here, this corner and this corner. Hopefully there weren't like super small parts wrapped up that may have fallen out, but I'm gonna get this thing unboxed and kind of lay out whatever I've got, and fingers crossed I have everything. So I know what I ordered. It's the LS swap kit, and then I also ordered these aluminum lower control arms. This is some really expensive packaging paper. So you got to calculate, if this whole box is about $6 grand, this has got to be at least $100 worth of packing paper for sure, right? So this is gold. I'm going to keep that aside. More gold. Cool. I like billet plates. Oh, those must be engine mounts or something. All right, I got to lay all this stuff out. Sure, the hood of my car is the perfect place to lay everything out, especially super heavy parts. Hopefully they put a checklist in here of like what was put in the box and what I'm supposed to receive. Ooh, powder coated pieces. It's like a bowling ball. Yeah, it'll go nicely on the hood. Oh, that's my flywheel. Very nice, very nice. All right, so there's really no reason to, I'm not gonna even bother taking this out of the box right now. No point. We're just gonna stick that high dollar paper back in there and leave this as is. I have tons of monies in DeLorean parts.
Oh.
Lots of monies.
Nice.
That's $1,200 monies.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of monies.
I thought I had a lot of money in my craft stuff, and that was $80 for all of that shit that I'm making. But I also had a lot of shit from leftover from the last project, so I felt proud of myself for spending $80 at the dollar store.
$80 at the dollar store.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You buy the whole place?
That's a lot of shit.
It is.
Yeah, you seen how many bags I came carrying back.
I did see that.
Yeah.
That's my wife. She talks like a trucker. Nice. Labeled and everything. Look at that. Just keeps going and going. Ooh. That's pretty cool right there. All right, I like that. I'm not gonna roll it back up, but I'll see if I can fold it up somewhat nice and neat to lay it all out for everybody. I don't know what this is, but this must be the shift tube or something that they were talking about that I need to return off of mine. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't know what this piece is yet. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is $6 grand in parts in that one little box. Well, actually, it wasn't little. Decent size. It's a good size. She said it's a good size. I don't know what most of this stuff is yet, so I may have to reach out because there wasn't like a sheet or anything in the box that said, hey, you've got, you know, one of these, two of these, blah, blah, blah. If you are planning on doing an LS swap on your DeLorean and you feel like you're going to be able to do it on the cheap, you are not. It is not a cheap thing to do. It's a super cool thing to do, but it ain't going to be cheap. I'm actually really stoked on these things right here. These are my lower control arms, and these are billet aluminum, and I left them in just their kind of their natural finish. They offer them in black, but I think it just looks cool like this. And if you're going to look under the car, you're going to see that, yes, they're completely different. I hope there's hardware in here. These go like right here. These are my spring purchase. So I like the finish. I'm excited to get these in. They come just like this with new ball joints. A set of these used was about $300 for stock ones, and then I think you're going to spend another $200 to $300 just on ball joints. Then you got to put it all together, you clean it up, and all that good stuff. But these were pricey. However, they're a weak point on the car, so I feel good about having something decent down there that I know is a whole lot beefier and stronger. I love this. I love that everything is sealed up and packaged and labeled, and it's going to be very easy to find everything I need when it comes time. Woohoo! I don't know what these are yet. I think this is part of the shift assembly. This is for the throwout bearing, my fork. I don't know what those little brackets are. This must all be the motor mount bracketry. And then I've got my adapter plate here that bolts to the back of the motor and allows me to put that LS4 up against that UN1 transaxle. And another surprise, look at this. I have my block back from the machine shop. It is freshly bored out, 20 thousandths over. I have new pistons. Everything is assembled, ready to go. All my bearings, all that good stuff. Polished crank. Man, this is gonna be fun to put together. So like I said in one of the previous videos, I will keep a running tally of what my engine build ends up costing me. Just so that, you know, if you're building an LS motor, you'll have kind of an idea, or if you want to take on a project like this, you'll have an idea of exactly what it's going to cost you, so you don't get in, you know, over your head. I don't know if I told you guys, but I did get my $500 back from my credit card company, the $500 deposit that I put down on the engine. I did file a claim with them and let them know, hey, you know, this motor was busted. This parts place said they would give me my money back and then reneged on it, so they found in my favor, thankfully, and I got my $500 back. I still way overpaid, I'm sure, for what I would consider a core, but I have what I need now, and I'm back on track. With everything that I've spent in buying the motor and the machine work and where I am with these parts, I'm just under $3 grand, and I had to buy another set of heads because, well, here you go, you can see, these are the heads that came off that motor. And I think it's this one right here. Oh yeah, this one was just completely trashed. Once I started looking at this one, I thought this one was good and I was only gonna replace one, but this one has like a busted off bolt, and then it was nicked near one of the valves, so I just said the heck with it, and I bought a set of 799 heads. I got my cam from Texas Speed. It's just kind of a mild cam. There's my springs. I've got to drop those off at the machine shop. And then I need to put some pressure on Aaron and those guys to get my transaxle done so I can get that back, get it mated to that adapter plate, to this block, and start setting it in the car and getting all of these brackets and stuff mocked up. I did keep a souvenir from the engine when I dropped it off. I have the rod and piston. This is the one that was just completely smashed when I pulled that thing apart. So that'll end up going on the wall of shame somewhere over here. Look, oh, there's the piston out of the Pantera. Yeah, that's where the valve came down on that one. That was like a fresh startup too. In the last video, I was playing with some graphics, just kind of laying some stuff out that I had printed just to see what I liked and what I didn't like. I think I'm going to change that font to something different. I do like the LS4 logo kind of in this corner back here, so I'm gonna maybe play with that a little bit, maybe a different font or something, but I like this general idea of what this is doing right here, and of course this will end up being painted black. And I went ahead and made a little sticker for the website, since this car is basically the staple for the show. I had to end up getting a new front wheel. The other wheel I had been curb checked pretty darn hard, and it was bent right through here, and two of these spokes had a little crack starting like right in this area. I took it to a wheel shop, and the guy just basically told me it wasn't safe to try to repair, so started searching around for this, and I learned something. Apparently there's two styles of Delorean wheels. I didn't know that until I started looking around, but there's like an early style, and then they switched, and I guess this is like the second generation, second style, something like that. It's a minor difference, and if you don't know what you're looking for, you're probably just gonna walk right by it and not even notice it. So I was looking for a very specific wheel, and one of the companies I reached out to, I think they wanted like $600, plus they wanted me to send my wheel back in so they could see if they could fix it or something. I didn't feel like doing that, and $600 for a wheel was that's just ridiculous. I get it. It's DeLorean stuff and nobody else has it, so if you need parts, these places, they know you need parts, so their prices are going to be jacked up. It's just, know that going in. That's just the way it is. I mean, it's not like you can run down to the auto parts store and buy a bunch of stuff for a DeLorean. You just can't. I ended up posting in one of the Facebook groups and found a guy up in Colorado. He had a couple, and it was funny because he sent me pictures, and I had to zoom in on the pictures to make sure it was the right wheel, because he had both styles, and I guess he didn't even know. So I pointed it out, and we worked a deal. I got this one here, got it painted, got it mounted, so now my car has my painted wheels and all new tires, and it rolls in and out just fine. Here are my calipers that I'm working on rebuilding. This is what it basically looked like before I took it apart. This is the last one I have to take apart and clean and get painted. I just primed those today, and they're going to end up looking like these. You probably won't really see them once they're on the car through those wheels, but you'll be able to make out some of the yellow, I guess. I don't know. It's just something cool, something 80s that I decided to do. My car, my choice. That's all I got for you now. Hit subscribe, follow along on the DeLorean project. I'm still working on some other rad stuff. I've got my Fox body wagon, the 82 Ferrari, and the 92 Mitsubishi VR4. If you are into that stuff and you want to watch a guy in his garage just working as hard as he can to finish these projects, click subscribe, follow along. Thank you so much for watching. Stay hungry, stay foolish.